You know, I was actually planning on not doing any more videos on Jacob, but since he's crying because people have been talking about him online, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny if I just kept doing it?
That is unacceptable. That is bullying.
So now I'm back to talk about my favorite Disney shill. Let's just go over what he's been saying. It genuinely hurts and is mentally exhausting logging online and seeing people constantly saying awful things about me personally and my family, as well as claiming that I'm inauthentic or botting. Well, maybe if your entire online presence didn't feel manufactured and completely fake, people wouldn't accuse you of being inauthentic. And if you weren't obviously buying subs and buying likes and views and comments, people wouldn't be saying that you're botting. A lot of it is just nonsensical jargon. But I've been dealing with a lot of legitimate harassment the past year that I've had to personally look into. I wonder what he's talking about there. Who is he talking about? Do you reckon he's talking about me? He has blocked this channel and my second channel from commenting on his video, so he's definitely keeping up with what I've been saying about him. Literally am, just one guy that wants to talk about why I appreciate and have a deep admiration for Star Wars, which has been my favorite thing since I was a kid. I promise that I do not care if you agree with me or not. It's not that deep. I also really don't even like to make these posts because the worst people imaginable have a tendency to use me and my own content as a tool to generate their own easy grift. I usually try to avoid giving them the reaction they so desperately want to monetize. Well, you failed. And I'm wondering, does he think I'm one of the worst people imaginable? And a grifter? I have never even thought of that. Guys, I am the grifter. I feel like I can't even publicly open up to my friends, mutuals, and other followers on various platforms without being called a victim or shill or whatever juvenile term they've created that week. Well, I suppose you're right. Here you are crying and here I am calling you a victim and a shill. But I feel like I've just got to open up about this, considering that I've been holding back for so long. I can only bottle up my thoughts and feelings so much before it becomes mentally and emotionally taxing. Poor Jacob. Look what the so-called grifters have done to my favorite shill. They've caused Jacob mental and emotional distress. And I guess I have as well. How dare I? I also want to be incredibly clear and say that obviously there are much bigger, more alarming things to worry about than what I'm dealing with online, especially today. He's referring to Trump being the president.
Nobody's in charge. Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce.
And luckily for Jacob, despite being harassed by the worst people imaginable as he puts it, there are still those who support him. Plo Koon Stan being one of them. Fucking Koon, that was a Koon with a hard K, dude. The worst people will try to destroy others over what they enjoy doing because of their envy and jealousy. Keep that in mind. While you're loving things that make you happy, the other side is wasting time trying to hurt you, and it's like punching air. Keep going. We've got you. I mean, if it was like punching air, he wouldn't be crying about it. And let's just quickly take a look at this guy's profile. Obviously, he's part of the Neil Nation, and he's kind enough to let us know what his pronouns are. He/him. Bendu. Why does he have the word Bendu there? Is this the Bendu? I don't think so. But don't let Karkatan see this, he might send you dick pics. I'm sorry you have to deal with everything. I love coming on here and seeing how much passion you hold for this franchise. You never have deserved the reactions you get, especially your family. Stay strong and keep on doing what you love. So, I wonder if all of these people are aware of the whole fake wife thing. That'd be kind of funny. But it's only going to get worse for your wife, Jacob, thanks to your own actions. And we'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's have a bit of a gander at Colby's account. Definitely a white dude for Harris. Proudly a friend of the Swagman. And so kind of him to put his pronouns in the bio. And his account is 18+. Gross. We're here for you, Jacob. That side of the fandom is cruel, and we all know it. You bring out the best in Star Wars fans. And of course, this guy has his pronouns in his bio. He's a cat dad, guys. He's a fucking cat dad. And a Rogue One fan, so you know this guy's boring as fuck. Sorry to hear this is happening to you, mate. You're doing great. Takes a lot to share your opinion, and then have to defend it. We all love Star Wars, and we want to see more content created by passionate people like yourself. Did you guys like me putting on more of an Australian accent? Did that sound good at all? But yeah, this guy is from Perth, so you know he's a dog. That sucks, man, and you definitely do not deserve it. If I may make one little suggestion, honestly, I think this right here is your problem. I promise that I do not care if you agree with me or not. Saying that you don't care about others' opinions can rub people the wrong way. The only comment with some constructive criticism doesn't get a like from Jacob. But yeah, this dude's account is fucking filth. Directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, fuck Donald Trump, make Solo 2 happen, #KneelNation. What a degenerate. I learned years ago they are worthless to try and convince or even control to any extent on your posts beyond blocking/hiding. They are horrendous and evil people, and no amount of appeals online will change that, unfortunately. Saying this as someone who had literal Nazis try to expel me from my university's program, make fun of my disabled sibling, etc. It's an awful world out there. They don't get the right to forcibly occupy the space you've made mentally for fun. Ah, we have invaded their safe space. Shame on all of us. Shame on you especially who's watching this video. How dare you? Not much to say about this goof other than they like Clone Wars, so automatically L. And they're also a Raylo, so you know they're a degenerate as well. And then we have Dan Star Wars Centralized. The personal levels to which people have been attacking you are quite frankly startling. Those people need serious help. And taking a look at Dan, what does he say about himself? He's an NJO enjoyer, but at the end of the day he's a friend to fake fans like Jacob, so he can get fucked. And like many of these other people, he's kind enough to put his pronouns in his bio. That's all for Jacob playing the victim. Now let's move on to Jacob potentially finding his dream girl. So Jacob did speak about doing a podcast with some other shills, one being this guy Logan, who is of course kind enough to put his pronouns in his bio. He's also had his septum pierced. Is anyone surprised by that? And like Jacob, this guy's actually followed by the Swagman. And last but not least, we have Hannah, who is a bisexual ADHD having individual, who is not followed by the Swagman, so obviously that guy's fucking sexist. Now, I believe Jacob has found his dream girl in Hannah Solo. For no reason at all, I'm just gonna put a photo of her up next to Jacob's wife. And Logan made this post, "We are cooking for y'all," which Hannah responded, "Jacob copied me with the lightsaber," which Jacob replied, "Nah, we're just a dyad in the Force." Hannah Solo, the Rey to Jacob's Kylo. Sorry Karen, but I think your man has found his dream girl. And I'll be sure to link that video of Jacob singing about his dream girl, because that's fucking hilarious. He needs to do more of that shit. That was funny as fuck. And weirdly, it's a pretty catchy song. And yeah, if I was Jacob's wife, I'd be pretty concerned about this Hannah Solo character. I'm only joking, you know, he clearly has no chance with a girl like that. We've seen your wife, mate. We know your limits. But hey man, if he wants to make a move on this new chick, I wouldn't blame him. I mean, she's a pretty girl. And based on what I know about Jacob, his wife probably has a boyfriend. So maybe Jacob wants to sneak around and have a bit of Sally on the side, if you get what I mean. I'm super excited for this new podcast they're doing. I am going to be their #1 viewer. We are cooking for y'all? No, you're cooking for me. And also I just noticed, Jacob has a fucking cardboard cutout of a Sith trooper in the background. Holy shit. This guy really likes the sequels. The Rise of Skywalker is like his favorite film, I'm pretty sure. And I am so excited to see the kinds of numbers this show does, given the fact that he allegedly has 50k subscribers. How long is it gonna last? How long is it gonna be until his co-hosts realize he's full of shit and a complete fraud? But yeah, great stuff, guys. Holy shit. I'm so excited for this. Jacob is the gift that keeps on giving. And that's probably never gonna change, Jacob. Talking about you is just too much fun. That's all I really had to say. Good luck, Jacob, on your romantic endeavors. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.